This feels a lot more
Yeah.
relaxing.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh yeah. Okay. All right. Okay.
So your client here is have he got 2 manslaughters on him.
Two vehicular manslaughters.
Nope, normal manslaughter.
Let's go.
No. Yes, 2.
These guys are a PMC. They cover things like salt, things like that, things that need security. They run with trucks and things like that. The way I understand it, these 2 men were attacking a salt convoy, and he had no choice but to fire in self-defense.
Okay, so I have one question. Why did your client open fire at police officers?
I am not aware of any of that ever taking place.
There is probably the reason why you got 2 counts of manslaughter, because he and some other guys were on like a police killing spree.
No, not these guys. You've got to be mistaken with someone else. You were able to ID my client, Maddox McCash, as being the person.
I saw him. I saw all your 3 clients, or the 2 other ones too.
By name.
But this is the only guy that got 2 counts of manslaughter.
But no, I understand that. I understand that. But you saw them by name, correct?
By name?
Yes.
No.
I have you now.
You did not see them by name, so you could be mistaken that this is not this is not the person that you're looking for.
Yeah, but either way, he opened fire, and
no, but you just stated that it could have been someone else by what you just said.
Yes, but the other 2 guys don't have 2 counts of manslaughter on their hands.
I understand that. But you just stated that it could not be him because of.
He did have a M16 because all your clients had the M16.
I understand that, but how did you identify them? You cannot identify my client. You cannot identify that my client, by ID, was the one involved.
He was involved, yes.
He's not.
How did you identify them?
How did I identify them? Because there were 5 guys.
There were 5 guys.
Yes.
3 of which that you detained. 3 of which that you detained. So you can say beyond a reasonable doubt that my client is one of those 5 men, 3 of which we have a two person variable there. You understand? So 2 more people are still at large right now, and you're charging my client because of a previous instance that was self-defense, and we proved it as self-defense earlier.
The illegal weapon he was carrying.
What illegal weapon do you have right now?
Or M16 or M4.
Which is it? M16 or M4? There's 2 different rifles.
One of them, but both are illegal.
But you're unsure of which one.
I'll be honest with you. I never utilized either of those weapons, so I'm not sure what he's talking about on that one.
That's the problem. If you can't identify exactly which rifle it was, you just gave me 2 rifles. Look, Matt, when I asked you what he was charged with, you said 2 counts of manslaughter. You did not say shooting at police. Therefore, you cannot hold my client on that charge.
Wade.
Yeah.
Could you do a global check on this guy, Maddox McCash?
A global what check?
Yeah, database check.
The Frost one?
Yes, the Frost one.
Kirk's? Okay.
It would be McCash, actually. It wouldn't be Frost.
Yeah, I mean, he's not shown up in global for me, although, like, I feel like I've added him before in the past. I mean, I know who he is. I will speak on one of the issues because I was actually at the scene at the time. There was a gunfight that ensued at the gun store, and he was arrested on scene after taking bullet shots, And because of the fact that he was on scene and returning fire to police, that's why he was placed under arrest.
That's not what your arresting officer here said. He said that he was being charged with 2 counts of manslaughter. That's why he was being held. You cannot add additional charges on top of the things that he was being charged with originally when I first walked up.
Well, I can. When I'm the arresting officer on the scene originally, I can tell you that he was involved in that crime, and if he has 2 more warrants out for his arrest, then that's fine.
There seems to be some kind of misunderstanding here because he could not identify the exact type of weapon used. It was either an M4 or an M16. We don't know. Therefore, there's doubt in his mind. There's doubt in our minds, and I don't think it's going to hold up in court, guys. Let me ask you this question. And I'll rest my case. Okay, if I put 5 men in the same garb now, you have all 5 men names. We put masks on each and every one of them. Are you going to be able to identify them exactly by name to the masked individual simply by what they're wearing?
I didn't say that.
Please present your evidence to my lawyer.
At what point did you obtain his ID?
I literally watched you get in the car and you drove off, and I followed the car the entire time
So the chain of custody. So the chain of custody broke from the time that you made the arrest to the time that he got in the car and drove off, correct? So
yes,
it could have been. It could have been a different individual. It could have been.
No, it couldn't have been.
It could have been because
he
got
him in the car and I watched the car get here and watched him get out. How could it?
I understand that, but you just said that he got in the car and he drove off, right?
Correct.
So the chain of custody could have been broken between the time that you lost contact to the time he got here. Look, here's the thing, and I'll take your silence by yeah, that could have happened. Okay, so here's what we got. He's wanted for 2 counts of manslaughter, which we've already determined that was self-defense in defense of the salt mine, which is in close proximity to the gun store. But that's neither here nor there because they happen at different times, correct? Okay. We have an officer that claims that he was carrying an M4 or an M16, which are 2 different kinds of rifles. We cannot be sure exactly. So, having that said, we're really not sure if he did anything at all because there were 5 people involved, 2 of which are unaccounted for, 3 of which were here, but 5 of which were actually at the scene. So there are 2 variables there that lead me to believe that you're improperly charging my client here, based off the evidence that you have, of course.
Hey, what are you doing over here? The state is willing to dismiss all the charges, including the 2 manslaughter charges, for a settlement fee of $25,000 per manslaughter warrant, for a total fee of $50,000 for the court case.
Curiosity is at hand here. Why would they be willing to drop the manslaughter charges completely, but pay a fine on the manslaughter charges?
Because we're gonna probably have to spend more than that with our state attorneys in court, and this will go on for about 2 years.
We are willing to pay $10,000 in court fees. I'm sorry, in pre-court fees. For taking the time out of Hibbity Bobbity Boo's golf schedule.
Okay, guys. Yeah, I talked with the state. They're willing to negotiate with you at $20,000 and a pardon of all charges.
$20,000 free of all charges.
That is correct, sir.
Score! We're good with that.
All right, sir. Yeah, go ahead and initiate this.